Welcome to the Straight Talk on Fleet podcast with Erin Gilchrist. Each week, Erin will be breaking down fleet management, trying to cut through the noise and get down to the real issues safety and operations leaders are struggling with every day. The goal will be to get to the bottom of how leaders can break down these silos of information and accelerate change management, how to use real-time, accurate data to drive massive efficiencies across fleet-focused business processes, and to elevate people's careers with emerging best practices. Now it's time for the Straight Talk on Fleet.
Hello again, Fleet community. We are back for another episode of the Straight Talk on Fleet. I am Erin Gilchrist-Rugg, the VP of Fleet Evangelism at IntelliShift. So fancy title, but what that means is I get to do this, right? I get to talk about what I love, which is fleet management, safety, risk, all the things. What's exciting about today is that we are filming episode 35. It's great. I'm so excited. I can't believe that we're at 35 episodes. When we got started, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do. I'm not exactly sure how to do it, but we're doing it. So how did we get here? I think first and foremost, it's by sticking to my mission, our mission at IntelliShift, and just me as a fleet leader, this mission of breaking down fleet management, like fleet manager style, how we do things, cutting through the noise of everything. And what does that mean? Like getting down to the real issues that fleet safety, operational, and risk leaders are struggling with every single day. And then sort of getting to the bottom of how we break down silos of information. Accelerate our change management, which we know is tough inside of our organizations. And this idea of using real-time accurate data, which I love talking about data. And if you're just joining Straight Talk on Fleet, you don't know that, but you're about to. But everyone who's been listening, this idea of using real-time accurate data to drive massive efficiencies across fleet-focused business processes, like the things that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So really all of this designed to elevate our careers with some emerging best practices that we can all share and talk about. So on that note, what have we talked about so far in these 35 episodes? Well, we've covered quite a few things. We started out with, kind of introducing me and who I am. And so I am a longtime enterprise size fleet manager who grew up in this industry and has totally loved it. And we've talked about that and sort of my experience. And then based on that experience, I've been able to talk about topics like leadership, project and change management, data, what to do with it, what it means, how to be a good steward of it, sustainability, from being professionally sustainable to sustaining our teams, and then really running and managing a sustainable fleet operation. Really important stuff, both environmentally and from a safety and efficiency standpoint. We've talked about building safety culture, which is like my number one focus as a fleet and safety leader, but also something I'm just really, really passionate about. Customer experience. I shot an episode on customer experience, which was near and dear to my heart because as fleet leaders, we have such a large portfolio, or we can have a large portfolio of suppliers. And it's just really important that we never forget that we're the customer. Despite how our supply chain and our network of suppliers is designed today, really just remembering that we're the customer and then what do we need and how do we get it? And so that's a super fun episode that I think if you're new to Straight Talk on Fleet is a great place to start. I've hosted a lot of great industry experts, which has been, I think, the most rewarding thing is talking to other people like me who have led fleets, are leading fleets, who are focused on those same things we all are focused on. So those are fun episodes. And they get a lot of play, which is really fun. So I know that we're all out there like learning and growing together, and then sort of all aspects of fleet management, episodes that are specifically focused on fuel management, maintenance, inspections. If you know me, you know that I think that inspections are the most fundamental and critical part of a successful sort of fleet management program. I've talked about stacking tech. What tech? Why do we need it? What does it do? And that what data does it generate and how important that is? Telematics, AI video dash cams, switching providers when we're knee deep with our tech providers. How do you do that? It's hard, but it's harder to settle, right, for things that aren't going well. And just much, much more. But that's sort of a high level. What have we talked about on the Straight Talk on Fleet? But when we started off with our pillars, and then we built off of that. So if you're new to the Straight Talk on Fleet, again, lots of fun episodes, but maybe start with episode 2 on our pillars. These pillars are really just some of the biggest challenges and successes that I had managing a fleet, leading a team of fleet administrators, and managing internal and external partnerships. So the first pillar is project and change management. This idea of doing our day job while implementing change. The second pillar is teams and data silos, meaning like teams and data that don't talk to each other. And then the third pillar was people and vehicle management. Like we're not on an island as fleet leaders to change driver behavior. So the overarching theme of the first one, this project and change management pillar, is important for our discussions as fleet managers. It's the idea of bringing new processes and programs and tools and technologies to market inside of our orgs and how complicated that can be. So not only are we responsible for our day-to-day activities, but a combination of tactical and strategic tasks when inevitably identifying issues and problems to solve, and then going out and finding solutions for those. So project and change management, episode 5, I believe, is the first pillar that I think resonates throughout. The second one, like I mentioned, is data and people silos. It's this aspect of meeting all these people within our organizations, understanding their roles and how they intersect with our roles, and raising awareness on why they need to be on your team and have your back. Think finance, risk, procurement, HR, operations, etc., legal. And in using data to bring these people along, convincing them through sound data and insights, the value in what you're doing, what we're doing as fleet leaders, and how they could and should help us. And ultimately, the value that this will create for us and for them in their careers, while elevating critical things inside of the organization. It's like where you can win together and have allies to move the needle faster and more efficiently than you've ever been able to do before, right? And on data silos, I could go on about this forever, but it's really just about how proper data stewardship will be that primary tool by which we as fleet leaders engage our organization as a whole. Think your C-suite and that team that you build inside of your organization, your drivers. It's just everything you need to get done around safety and efficiency. It's about using powerful data insights to quickly increase engagement inside of your organization and start those game-changing conversations to help you accelerate your ideas, your initiatives, your goals, your projects, but mostly your careers. Just think about what it might look like and feel like if you can grab those nuggets and share them out quickly and accurately. This would take your influencer role, because that's what we do. We influence as fleet leaders. It would take your role as an influencer in your organization to that next level. And, it's just this idea of fleet management being harder than it needs to be and making it easier, really, when you can break down those silos of teams and data. And then the third pillar, the people and vehicle management, again, massive topic, but the real issue that we run into is compliance, right? It's about building a culture of safety and compliance inside your orgs and managing the most safe and efficient fleets possible. You're not on an island and you're not alone in your quest to change driver behavior. So when we talk about change management and people in data silos, it really all boils down to how you do all that. That affects the success of your drivers to operate safely and treat their vehicles as if they owned them, right? So those are our pillars. Again, that's episode 2, but those pillars sort of reign supreme as we go through all the things that we've talked about. So how does this all come together? So everything we've talked about so far, how does it come together? Well, there's a few main tiebacks that you'll hear again and again that coincide with the pillars that are really sort of the star of every show we do. And I think the first one is having a well-developed and adopted safety program for your fleet is foundational, and it will drive success in every single area of fleet management, safety and beyond. The second is a modern tech stack. A modern tech stack will produce the data and information you need to have that well-adopted and well-developed safety program, right? Think telematics, AI video dash cams, driver applications, a fleet intelligence platform. Okay, so that leads me to number 3. The third tieback is having a single connected and integrated fleet intelligence platform is really the key to efficient and successful fleet management. So again, I could dig into those tiebacks forever, but if you listen to Straight Talk on Fleet, you're going to hear about those literally across all the content that we've produced so far. So wow, it's been a great journey so far. I've learned a lot. Developing and delivering content. Wow, who knew? Engaging with the fleet community on social media, coming from a person that's not like a social media person, learning how to be a creator on LinkedIn and other platforms, but mostly LinkedIn because that's where we do business, and reaching more people. This idea of how do I reach more people? Having guests has been a great way to do that. Tagging people and organizations that I think could benefit from hearing the content, asking you all in this ecosystem questions about how you're doing things, what's working, what's not. But I think the real challenge that I'm still trying to figure out, which I need your help on, is how to better engage with you. How do I get your thoughts and ideas, more of them, more comments, more suggestions? So I'll leave you with that. Let me know. And then also let me know what you want to hear about, what type of guests that you'd like to hear from, and certainly what you want to discuss with me or in a live format with some of our peers in the industry. So just some things to chew on and think about. And again, for those of you who are new to the Straight Talk on Fleet, welcome. I would love to hear your feedback. Listen through some of those other episodes, definitely 5, definitely 14. There's a lot of good ones, but pick and choose and then dig in. But a big thank you, first off, to all my guests so far who have been on the show, to IntelliShift for this opportunity to sort of give back to the fleet community who has raised me in this role as a fleet leader, and to all of you for your support. And I look forward to many more episodes, hopefully, and lots more interaction with you. So watch or listen to Straight Talk on Fleet wherever you find your favorite content, and subscribe and get alerts about what we're doing, what we're up to, and chime in, join the conversation. And as we love to say on Straight Talk on Fleet, thank you for listening. And until next time, keep it real, keep it safe for fleet's sake.